Okay, real quick update here. We've got severe thunderstorms developing in west central Oklahoma. This is north of the warm front, and it looks like they're almost golf ball to just under baseball size hail now developing in west central Oklahoma. These storms rapidly exploded. That's going to be north of the warm front, and they're going to be elevated storms, but nevertheless, in west central Oklahoma, 2-inch diameter hail, and these storms are now going up very rapidly. I don't mean to hit that. And so those storms are going up. We've got multiple MDs down. One of the things that the models are doing is a couple things that, so we've got this, so what's happening right now, I'm gonna draw on the map here. So you've got this line of convection that's elevated right here like this right now, back northwest of Altus in southwest Oklahoma. And what's happening is the warm front, this is gonna be ballpark, it's not exact, so nobody freak out if I'm off like half a county, but it's something like this. The warm front's kind of is something like this, right? Kind of, it's down south of Childers. It's like that. This is warm front's coming north. Okay, so what's happening is these storms up here are developing now just northwest of Altus. At some point over the next hour or two, as this warm front lifts slowly up in this general area, there's gonna be somewhere like this. I don't know exactly where it's gonna set up. These storms are back built in Altus and this area, right in this area, Hobart area. A lot of times when these warm fronts are lifting and you got storms back on the western side of this flange here, sometimes they can anchor onto the warm front. Something in this area may anchor on this warm front as it slowly lifts north. The models are hinting at, and they have been, the cams, multiple cams, including the private sector cams from Barron and other models. It's saying that whatever comes out of this area, not this area up here, but whatever develops back in the Lawton, Burkman net, which stuff falls in the 3 to 4 o'clock, which is probably just an extension of this line, this back building, as it lifts to the northeast, comes out of this area. It says something bad, in the sense of a significant tornado, develops in this. Generally, storms start erupting in here in that 3 to 4 o'clock. This is where the low level jet is and the moist axis, okay? Warm air advection supercells. And it says something really bad comes out of this area, like right in here, that 3 to 4 o'clock area, roughly 3 to 5. Okay, just near Norman, south of Norman, wherever that warm front sets up here on the I-35 corridor. So this is going to be a mega hot zone at 4 to 8. Probably damaging tornadoes in this area, right? That's why it looks this minute, right? Subject to change. That's what it looks like right now. The next thing in the primary, which is starting right now, you're watching this stuff live, the wave's coming out right now. Or one of them, there we go. We're starting out a break in the panhandle now. So the jet core, the wave right now is you got the 500 jet core, 500 millibar wave is coming down the Texas Panhandle in eastern New Mexico right now. Got a thunderstorm now erupting southwest of Amarillo. So we're gonna have a draw line. You're gonna have a draw line doing something like this. It's gonna be basically out in the Texas Panhandle, west of Amarillo, something like that, right? And the warm front at the same time is doing, again, this gets really sloppy depending on storm interaction and the jet. It does something like this, right? A mesolow at about 3 o'clock is gonna form on the models, and it's gonna be close, approximately something like this, with a bulging draw line like this, something like that, and around 3, with the warm front coming up either over Childers, near Childers, and wraps back in between Clarendon and Memphis. Intense tornadic supercells on the models all night and all morning says something, a big tornadic storm or multiple tornadic storms come out of Clarendon and Memphis right in here and start tracking toward either I-40 in southwest Oklahoma. We start getting this going on, right? We got tornadic storms coming into this warm sector and these deep east winds. Initially, these storms are going to be somewhat elevated and producing golf ball, maybe some baseball, big hail out here, and a couple tornadoes as this line first forms. As that line of supercells get over in the southeast Texas Panhandle, and that, let's call it 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, as these storms get over these big backed winds in the high Theta E air and the high Cape, and this area right here, we're going to have probably a couple very destructive long track tornadoes. I can't tell you where they're going to be, either at Childers, north of Childers, south Childers, but just kind of this zone, right? That's what's going to happen right now. And then after 7, 8 o'clock, then southwest Oklahoma, these storms come in, they start merging with the warm front, and it gets a little blobby. The other scenario that the models are hinting at, and again, this is all conditional on the boundary, as we get the tornadoes come out of Pauls Valley area in Purcell, and they track over here, some of the models are saying after 7 p.m., And I don't know if this big storm is going to prevent the warm front from moving farther north. It's going to probably make I-40, but some of the models are hitting it like between 7 and 10 tonight. There's a meso low and an 850 low coming out of central Oklahoma as it tracks kind of like up this direction that it tries to lift the warm front, or at least part of the warm front, up towards southern Tulsa County after 7 p.m. tonight. And again, what happens with this storm, is it so big, it forces the boundary back south and it can't come back north? I don't know that yet, right? But it says that some of the cams are saying that the warm front may try to sneak up here after 8 o'clock, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, like southern Tulsa County, northern Okmulgee. It tries to develop tornadic storms in here, a cluster of them, and they start doing this at 8, 9, and 10 o'clock tonight, right? So we got to watch that after 7 p.m., like near and south of Tulsa Metroplex. So that's a short update right now. What's going on? I'm in Lawton, southwest Oklahoma. The warm front's getting ready to pass me. I just jumped from 65 to 70, 72. It's still cloudy, sucked in here, but the warm front's coming up quickly now from my south. Let's look at satellite, and it's updating right now. Here's southwest Oklahoma. I got a lot of partly cloudy immediately south of me. The other area the models are saying also we got to be worried about in Dallas Metroplex, Ardmore down in Dallas. It says there might be a couple of rogue storms in the warm sector, northwest of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex around 3 to 4 to 5. The area from Fort Worth to Ardmore, back to Wichita Falls, back to, back northwest of Wichita Falls, this area north of Mineral Wells. You got to keep your eye. If you're in the Dallas Metroplex, you got to really watch this. Train 3 to 5. There's a couple of model cams now saying there's going to be 1 or 2 intense tornadic storms down here. Again, it may or may not form. If it does, you're deep in the warm sector, extreme shear, extreme venting, extreme helicity. You'll have potentially destructive tornadoes as far south as just northwest of the Metroplex. On some of the cams are starting to lock on, and something's going to blow in this moist jet, level jet, more moist axis down here southeast of Wichita Falls. The models are starting to say this is going to blow at 4. So that's it real quick. It's got partly cloudy. The jet's coming out. Winds are varying now. It's 85 degrees down south of Lubbock. Lubbock's back in there, 73. 78 now at Lubbock, 78, 58 warm fronts about to Lubbock. So Lubbock, I got Q now forming rapidly southeast of Lubbock now. Lubbock to Plainview, this entire area is going to erupt in the next hour to hour and a half. And then it's going to take off east. There we go, okay? But this short update, that's it. I've got to focus getting on the road. I've got to grab gas. I just grabbed some food. And I am going to be extremely busy. I'll try to stream. I think the chances of streaming out here is slim and none, which is going to be most afternoon. After 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, be getting back closer to the Wichita Falls, Lawton, streams will come back up. Okay, if you got family members all out here, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of chasers out here today. It's all hands on deck. Baseball, softball, possibly grapefruit size hail today. 5-inch diameter hail is likely, especially down in here. You get down in this area here, softball to grapefruits is likely today, right? And damaging, destructive tornadoes. We're at a moderate risk. Long track damaging tornadoes are preferred mode. And let's go to SPC. Let's look at that real quick. And again, if the storms develop in the moist axis east of the southwest of Oklahoma City, South Oklahoma City, you got to watch that, right? There's that big moderate. And let's go here and let's bring this up. Let's go here. Let's bring that up. Let's bring tornado up. We're into 15% hatched, okay? Just as that storm comes off the dry line up to I-40, Amarillo, back to northeast of Lubbock, where something horrible is going to happen. Childress, if I say the areas that I'm really concerned about right now, it's going to be near Shamrock, down to Wellington, Texas, Shamrock, Childress area, Clarendon. It's going to be off the Cap Rock over here, just to the north of Health Center, just northeast of Lubbock, back down to Paducah, back down to Mundy, Seymour, Texas, Wichita Falls, Lawton, your Altus, Hobart, Mangum. You're under extreme threat for destructive tornadoes starting probably around 5, 7 o'clock. We'll be entering southwest Oklahoma, probably that 6, 7 o'clock time frame. Okay, 6 to 8. This area is going to be under extreme destructive tornadoes potentially. That's it. That's my wrap. Okay, I've got to get moving. That's it. Pay attention to the warnings today. They're going to be bad. That's it. Everybody be safe. Bye-bye.